Family offices should choose us for several reasons. The number one priority is the confidentiality and the level of security we bring to all of the data of the clients. This has always been priority number one. The second part is really we do this as a service. The platform is only the tools. The most important part is making sure that we are at the disposal of the clients to make sure they can have the best use of the data. And what we do is we bring perspective around those information. i.e., by collecting all of the data, you can assess properly what is the risk involved in the portfolio, what is the correlation between all those asset classes, are we making sure that everything is going to be there tomorrow and that they can pass on to new generation, as well as covering, I would say, every single aspect of these assets, i.e. private equity, real estate, non-financial assets. For example, private equity. This is a very important asset classes. It's quite new to a lot of clients today, but the most important part is to be able to really replicate the whole entire life of every single money managers and being able to properly, enter all of the transactions. In this regard, we have currently 60 analysts that are all coming from the field. They all have MBA, CFA, Kaya, and among them, we have few private equity specialists, which allow us to be able to understand exactly what is going on in these particular asset classes, collect all of the data, making sure it makes sense and everything is accurate. Over the years, we developed systems that allow us to dive into each underlying private equity, and for every single fund, being able to look at what is the exposure in geography, sectors, go down to each underlying company and making sure that we have all of the proper data to assess exactly what is the proper internal rate of return, what is the correlation between asset classes, how can we forecast cash flows, and making sure that everything is done as per the wish of the ultimate beneficial owner.
So our value proposition for a family office is quite straightforward. The families that come to Canopy are the ones that have a data problem. A data problem is, again, where you interact with different data formats coming from different asset classes. So once we actually gather all that data in, Canopy puts all that data into a central data warehouse. I repeat, central data warehouse where you have 24/7 read and write access. Think about that for a second. You have direct access to raw data. You can download data, you can manipulate data, slice and dice the data, upload data, merge data, whatever you want to do, full access to that data at all times. So the possibilities are endless. Do you want to connect that database to a third-party business intelligence tool like Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense? Do you want to merge your accounting system, Xero, QuickBooks, so forth? Do you want to bring in Salesforce data for your CRM? Do you want to bring real estate data from Yardi? It's your open architecture where you can build your own ecosystem where you have full access to it. That's what Canopy does.
Our value proposition is different depending on the client. As you know, finance is a very emotional thing. So what our system allows you to do is paint that picture on how you actually want to share that story with your end clients. So to do that, you have a lot of configuration in your platform. So we've invested very heavily in the underpinnings of the platform to allow you to share that story with your end client and family office members. Again, it starts with the data, building the data feeds directly to the banks and ensuring that that is coming in on a daily basis, on a reconciled basis, making sure that anything outside of liquid assets, including alternatives, which is how we model it correctly as a share-based asset. That allows you to value anything from a sports team to an art collection to a car collection, providing that client with a net worth statement. I think that provides a differentiator for our clients. It also becomes a differentiator when there's generational wealth. Our system allows you to model ownership structure in a way that's probably not been done in the past. The ability to split different entities and the ownership and the value associated with that. So each family member can actually look at their independent net worth, and then the patriarch or matriarch can look at the combined view together. Those together with our best-in-class client portal, mobile app, allow us to kind of innovate and, in my view, be cutting edge. I think our global footprint in clients in over 45 different countries and close to 1,000 clients today also is a differentiator for us. Bringing on a client, so for us, we try to marry technology with services. So providing that white glove service, because that's what the industry is used to. We don't see technology ever overtaking an advisor or a family office role. We always see it as playing a very able role in advancing what they want to do. What allows the actual advisor or family office member to do is be proactive in their communication and engagement with the client that they want to share that story with.
Our value proposition is to offer an all-in-one platform that is one of the biggest in terms of functional scope in Switzerland, more than 250 functionalities, therefore enabling single family office to decompose performance, contribution, attribution, to really understand where the manager makes the performance, but also risk exposures, therefore enabling them to enter any type of constraints applicable to the investment management agreement they sign with their different managers. That's also, I think, one of the reasons why we are, for the third year in a row, listed in the Forbes Family Office Software Roundup.
Our clients selected us to use a portfolio management system with the highest possible level in terms of data quality. We do that thanks to our highly innovative reconciliation engine, which is checking 3 times a day the portfolio data we receive from custodian banks. Our clients selected us also because of our user interface. We make our platform very, very easy to use on a daily basis, and that counts obviously to drive commitments and right level of usage of the application every day by the clients. Third, we are able to onboard a new client within a few weeks, while the market standards is rather in a few months. Why? Because we have a cloud-based, which makes the onboarding process very, very quick, in between 6 to 8 weeks, with very low implication of our end clients.